So good morning, everyone. I'll wait like more 3 or 4 minutes to wait more people to join us. But until there, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you very much for your interest. We are here today with Natalia, the General Manager at BiogasWorld, and also Felipe Marques, the Development Director of CIBiogas, to present you opportunities in the Brazilian biogas market. I'm Renata Abreu. I recently joined, like almost a year, joined the BiogasWorld team. I'm Brazilian also, so I'm really excited to discuss this subject today with you. So feel free to send us doubts or questions in the chat, and I'll be here hosting the event, and I hope you all could enjoy and like uh, again, I welcome you all. So I'll pass the floor to Felipe to start his presentation about the Brazilian biogas market and also show the potential of the market and some opportunities for foreign companies. So I welcome you, Felipe, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Renata. First of all, it's a pleasure for me to represent the CIBiogas in a webinar with Biogas World. It was an important invitation to make it to make a smart connection with Biogas World, and there is a lot of synergies of how Biogas World and CIBiogas work, and it's really been a pleasure to connect with you guys, and I'm really excited to show some information about the Brazilian biogas market, a market that is growing a lot, and there is a lot of opportunities that I think some suppliers connected with Biogas World would be interested to connect with the Brazilian biogas market. First of all, about the Brazilian, about CIBiogas. CIBiogas, we are a science, technology, and innovation center, but we are a market-driven, a business-driven science, technology, and innovation center. So what does it mean? It means that we are always looking for the market needs. So what is the last effort to put this kind of projects in Brazil to increase the amount of methane production, the increase quality, to increase performance on the biogas plants? So we really work especially with this last mile, and also with running projects and how can perform better. So we have a portfolio of services that includes a biogas lab to check about the substrate, for each substrate, the amount of biogas and methane production, and how to make smart decisions on co-digestion, to check about the performance on biogas and running biogas plants. We also have a capacity building team. We have online and in-company trainings here in Brazil. We have a market intelligence area where we can identify opportunities and check about possibilities to partnership in the Brazilian territory, in the Latin America territory. We have also the technical assistance team, and we do a lot of development of projects, so R&D projects, especially these ones connected that has a strong connection with market change. We have 50 companies that are connected with us through the Biogas Club. We started this Biogas Club. It's a business club on biogas where we connect companies that works on the Brazilian market to make smart connections to put projects to run, to check about new possibilities. So it's a really strong group to make it happen. We have gas companies, electricity companies, suppliers of biogas treatment, biogas upgrading, CHPs, um, suppliers of pre-treatment systems, and carbon credits companies. It's a really diverse group, and we are really proud of it. And the connection with the biogas world, it also will allow us to connect with the biogas world community to make it these connections in another level. So that's why we connected with Biogas World, and we are really excited about the possibilities. It's about 30 days, 2 months, I think. We started talking, and we already are working with one company connected with Biogas World to get to identify possibilities here in Brazil. So we are really moving fast. So about the Biogas Brazil overview. Today, in December 2022, we identified 936 biogas and 36 biogas plants here in Brazil. I need to say that I need to clarify that for this survey, we consider landfills as biogas plants. We understand that they are not AD systems, but they deliver biogas. So for this survey, we also consider landfills as biogas plants, okay? From these 936, 885 biogas plants they were running in December 2022. So we identify 114 new biogas plants, about one biogas plant for every 3 days, a 50% growth on a number of biogas plants. But more important of that, it's the amount of biogas. It was higher, 22% of biogas volume growth in 2022. So we get now 2.8 billions of cubic meter per year of biogas in Brazil from the running biogas plants. As we see from 2017 to 2022, it's a really important growth on the Brazilian biogas market. We more than double it, the market in the last 5 years, but we still producing a small amount of biogas when we check about the possibilities on the biogas. We could produce. We have a long-term potential of 84 billions per year. In a short term, 10.8, and but we are producing only 2.8 billions of cubic meters. So these 10.8 billions of cubic meters per year that we can produce in a short term, it's possible to produce in about 3 years here in Brazil. They are connected with substrates, business models, and technical arrangements, technology arrangements that we are already comfortable to make it happen. So we can grow really faster in the next 3 years. As you know, Brazil, it's a continental country. We are really big, and but the biogas production is really concentrated in the center part of the country to the south. So the Minas Gerais state and Paraná state, they have more than half of the biogas plants here in Brazil. São Paulo, it's in the fourth position on number of biogas plants, but it's the state that produces the biggest amount of biogas. Because in the southeast we have the sugarcane industry and also big landfills producing biogas. So although São Paulo has doesn't have a big number of biogas plants, they have really large systems, big systems producing biogas. We have a situation that I really want to explain to you. It's about the last biogas plants, the biogas plants that are in under construction in the last year. They have an average biogas production of 14 millions of cubic meters per year. And the average of the other biogas plants that was built until 2021, the average it was 3.3 millions of cubic meter per year. So we have smarter systems on the last biogas plants under construction. We have bigger biogas plants. And another thing that is really important, we have business on biogas plants. One of the things that is really affecting in a good way the Brazilian biogas market, it's the business on biogas, the negotiation of the biogas, contracts to sell the biogas, contracts to sell the electricity on biogas. Because until 2020, we had some of the projects only having business on the biogas produced. The majority of them was connected with avoiding costs. So consumption in the same place the biogas was produced. So this is really putting the biogas on a different agenda in the last 3 to 4 years. And about the size of the biogas plants, we have here, just to clarify, in this survey, we have three scales. So small scale, medium scale, and large scale. The small scale, it's the one that produces up to 1 million cubic meters per year. The medium scale from 1 million to year, and the large scale over 5 million cubic meters per year. We have 77% of the biogas plants. They are in small scale, producing only 7% of the biogas plants, the biogas volume. And in the other side, we have only 8% of the biogas plants. They are in a large scale, but they are responsible to 83% of the amount of biogas produced. So about the Brazilian biogas market, we have really big biogas plants strongly connected with the landfills. And we have a big number of biogas plants that are in small scale and medium scale. So there is a lot of demand on biogas control, quality, pre-treatment, the equipment for the small scale, not only for the large scale biogas plants. And I'm talking only about 7% of the biogas volume being produced in small scale biogas plants, but it's 200 million cubic meters per year. It's not, it's really a good number on biogas plants. And this is one of the possibilities here in Brazil. We have a strong market connected with the animal protein, and that we have a lot of possibilities to produce biogas in small scale and spread in the Brazilian territory. So it's possible to produce biogas in really all the country, just in a distributed way. So that's why we have some projects here that collect biogas produced in different biogas plants with a pipeline to a CHP system. And we have also some projects that collect the substrates and to a center digester to make the biogas, to produce the biogas and to make it a business of it. 70% of the biogas plants, they are connected with the agriculture source of substrate. I'm talking about the manure and carcasses, especially. The agro industry is considered with the industry. So 12% of the biogas, the number of biogas plants, they are from industry and agro industry. And they produce 16% of the volume of the biogas. And the sanitation has only 10% of the number of biogas plants, but it produces 74% of the biogas amount. So it's the sanitation sector. It's really important when we talk about the amount of biogas production. We have large projects here, and the agriculture. We have the biggest number of biogas plants in this sector. Just zooming in the agricultural source, it has a really strong progression on volume in the last 5 years, last 6 years. The majority of the biogas plants, they are on small scale. You can see that in agriculture, we have only 2 large-scale projects. So it's really connected with a specific region here in Brazil, Goiás and Mato Grosso, where we have really large farms. And another important number, it's about the use of the biogas on the agricultural side. 94% of the biogas plants use it to generate electricity. I said before that one of the main driver for biogas project until 3 to 4 years ago, it was to self-consumption, to safety on electricity. So that's the biggest reason. We have this representative of the electricity on the use of the biogas in the agricultural side, but it's really an expectation that a lot of these projects will connect with a biomethane agenda in the next years. We had in the last year an 84% growth on biomethane projects here in Brazil. So it was the biggest growth on use of biogas that we saw since we started this survey in 2019. You can see that today only 1% of the biogas plants use it on agricultural, use the biogas to produce biomethane, and it represents 2% of the volume. And about the industry, we have medium scale projects, usually connected with self-consumption. especially for thermal application. You can see that 58% of these biogas plants on industry, they use the biogas to thermal application. And this is one of the important players here. It's the cassava root industry. They process the cassava and they need to use a lot of moist, they need to use, they use usually wood to burn it, to make the hot water and the moist. And they are changing to biogas in the last years. So they are really doing a nice job on that. And it's also for self-consumption, not too much to sell the biogas plants. And here in the industry, we have a business model that is really getting more space in the last years. It's about the BOT systems, where the suppliers put the biogas plant, and they have a long-term contract with the industry, and the payments consider performance and energy delivery. So it's really a business model that's happening in industry, and in a good way. It's really being well accepted for the market. And in the sanitation, especially landfill and wastewater treatment plants, we have usually large-scale biogas plants here. 56 of them, they are on large scale. The majority of them also for generate electricity. Sorry, but also, as I said, for the agricultural, it's an expectation that a lot of these biogas plants on sanitation will change from electricity to biomethane systems in the next years. Why they started with electricity and didn't consider biomethane on the first their first approach? It's especially about the regulatory frame, the regulation. Electricity since 2015, it's really clear how you can work with biogas and to generate electricity with it. And but in the last 4 to 5 years, it's really more clear about how you can make it happen, some business on biomethane. We have some regulations from 2008 for the biomethane, but how it works on the market to make it happen, it was something that was being built in the last years. And now it's really more clear about how to make a business on biomethane here in Brazil. In the last 2 years, we saw a lot of opportunities, a lot of new connections, a lot of new contracts considering biomethane delivery to industries, and also to decarbonize logistics. So this is the main drivers that are making it happen here. And as at a last message, I would like to come back with an argument that I brought earlier, that we are doing a nice job. We are reaching the number of 1,000 biogas plants here, but we are really producing a really small biogas amount per year, considering the possibilities. So it's a really market hot spot on biogas. On biogas, Brazil, it's really um, growing in this agenda. The Biogas, that it's the National Biogas Association, they are really connected with the government to get a positive agenda on the regulatory frame for the biogas in Brazil, and this is making some good changes in the Brazilian market in the last years, and it's getting better and better every year. So that's the information I would like to share with you guys, and I'm really open to for Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Felipe. We have like a specific question. Let me open my camera also. We have a specific question on the Q&A related to the AD technologies, like anaerobic digestion technologies. And they ask also if it's possible to, on this survey that you do for the Outlook every year, if you could like share, or if you will share some technology types used on the anaerobic digestion. So if you could answer or like explain better, because I know CIBiogas also is a leader partner on Unido project. So, and there they can find also many types of technology used in the biogas, in the Brazilian biogas market, specifically in the south of Brazil. So this could help also to complement the idea.
Perfect. Thank you, Renata. We have for AD system, we have usually two types here. The covered lagoon, that is the most used biogas system, AD system. It's really common on the agricultural side. So for the in the pig farms, from the cattle, the dairy cattle, they use a lot of these. On the cassava root industry also, they usually use the covered lagoon. But we have a lot of biogas plants also using CSTR systems that they are really getting more space here in Brazil in the last years. We have CSTR systems, I think, from 10 to 12 years ago, but the number, it's growing every year. And one of the things that I address to that, it's about the performance in the co-digestion. A lot of substrates that are not the best for covered lagoon systems, they used covered lagoon systems because it was the technology that was available. So they experienced the biogas production for 1 to 2 to 3 years, and from that they start to have a lot of problems on that, because it wasn't the best system for the substrate they were dealing with. So there is a lot of checking on there's a lot of concern about performance now. Something that we didn't see that much in 5 to 7 years ago. It was about only to have a digester, and in the last years, the 5 to 7 years, there's a lot of concern about how it performs, what will be the safety systems, and these are are allowing us to have a really better AD systems here in Brazil. And we also have a mixed one that was developed by a Brazilian supplier. It's a mixed system, so it's circle lagoon with agitation. So it's not a CSTR and it's not a typical covered lagoon on a plug flow system. So it's really different, and it doesn't cost a CSTR, and it's more expensive than a covered lagoon, but the performance it's also in the middle of it. So usually these three systems are the one that's being used. Covered lagoon usually for up to 2% of VS, and up to 12 to 14% of VS the CSTR systems.
Thank you, Felipe. We have a lot of questions on the Q&A, but I'm not going to pick all of them because I think like also the presentation of Natalia could complement what we are showing today, like mainly the huge potential that Brazilian market shows to us. But I'll pick like two more, and then feel free, Felipe, to answer each one individually in the Q&A. So
Perfect.
talking about the biomethane, I'll pick the Philippe Yost. The question is: most biomethane produced injected into the gas grid or transported by tanker as LNG or CNG to the customers?
Yes, thank you. We have the CNG and the injection on the grid. For liquefied, it's I don't know any project here in Brazil that is already doing the liquefaction, but it's really important to make it happen here. Brazil, it's too big, so the liquefaction it will allow us to transport the biomethane to a bigger distance in a reasonable costs. So there is a lot of companies, there's a lot of business model considering the liquefaction, but we are not seeing. I don't know any project here in Brazil that it's already doing liquefaction, but a lot of CNG, especially for the industries, and also the grid injection. We have a difficulty on the grid injection here because the regulatory frame it's too hard on the monitoring of the quality of the biogas. So it's really hard to medium size or even the medium size and small size biogas plants to make it happen. So these ones they are using the CNG systems. The large scale that are near the gas grid, they can identify some better opportunities to make it happen. So we have in Ceará state the best case in Brazil on the COVID time. They 30% of the gas on the state it was biomethane from a landfill that it's running from the company called the MDC. It's really a stronger role of the biomethane on the gas applications in the Ceará state.
Thank you. Like just one more, only to diversify a little bit. So we are changing to digestate now. So Jay Coder asked if there's any regulations on how digestate needs to be treated, or what are typical ways digestate is managed in Brazil.
Okay, we don't have a specific. Thank you for your question. We don't have a specific regulation for the digestate. So on the regulatory frame, digestate and manure, it's the same thing. But this is a challenge that we must defeat in the next years, because it's really important to have a positive agenda on the use of the digestate. Brazil, it's the biggest important of import. It imports more than 80% of the nitrogen and more than 60% of the phosphorus used on agriculture. And we have on the digestate a lot of concentrated nitrogen and also phosphorus. So to establish an agenda to use it, to establish a product on digestate, it's really an agenda that it's really strong for the moment and will be in the agenda for the next years. So companies that have an experience on that, it's really nice to talk about it, because to make some money with the digestate, it will really be a game changer for a lot of the biogas plants.
Thank you, Felipe. I'll leave you to answer the other questions that we have. I think we have 7 on a Q&A, but also, like, everyone who is here with us, feel free to send Felipe questions, or even CIBiogas questions. We will leave in the end the contacts, so then you can, like, clarify your doubts you might have from the Brazilian biogas market. And now I'll pass the floor to Natalia, General Manager at BiogasWorld, who will show some results that we have. Like, we ran a few weeks ago a survey that matched to what Felipe showed to us, related to the potential that, like, the potential of the biogas, Brazilian biogas market, and also what is the expectations from the foreign companies that want or are already in this market. So please, Natalia, feel free to present, and I welcome you again.
Thank you very much, Nata. Give me a second. I'm trying to remove this. Sorry about the technical difficulty. I cannot. What is the magic button to share?
Is in the presentation mode on the bottom?
I cannot.
You can use F5 on
Thank
your
you.
keyboard.
That's what I was. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I had a little technical difficulty. I hope that will be the only one for today. So first of all, thank you very much for Renata for hosting the webinar, and a huge thank you for CIBiogas, who agreed to work with us because they, the main reason why we decided to join our forces is their focus on business development. So that is important for us as a company. If you don't know me yet, my name is Natalia Burinan, and I'm General Manager of BiogasWorld. As Renata mentioned, we contacted our subscribers and followers and members and asked them, are you interested in Brazilian market? What do you want to know? And if you are there, what do you want to know? If you're not there, what do you want to know? So basically right now, I'll just present you very quickly what the companies are looking for. So what is important? Sorry. That's too early. What is important for the companies that want to enter this market? Of course, the feedstock, location, financial viability, legal and export questions. And some of these things were covered by Felipe and will be available in the report that we are going to share right after this, during this week. You're going to see the information about feedstock, the potential, what are the main locations where the biogas is more important, is more developed, what locations is less developed. As well, what is important for the companies that want to enter the market is what technology is used and what is the competition right now on the market, how the operations, maintenance, and services are done, how does it work, because each company is different, each country is a little bit different and has its own particularities. And as well, the education and social acceptability of such projects, this is something that that many companies have in mind, just to know how it is perceived in that particular market. So this webinar series is the first in the series of a couple that we are going to do, hopefully do with CIBiogas, and we are going to try to cover the major questions that you have about biogas and the biomethane or RNG market in Brazil. So when we looked at our the majority of BiogasWorld members are in North America and Europe. And when we asked them, are you interested? We were actually very heavily, we were surprised to know that many companies are already there. So either they have their own representation or they work with local partners to promote and sell the products. So I'm sure many of you recognize the names of upgrading companies such as Air Liquide, Green Lane, Evonik, and AB. Tanks by Leap, Balmo Tanks, MRU Instrument, BPC Instruments provide instrumentation, biogas analyzers, pumps by Berger and Niche, Linde, Dry Cake with their twister. So many companies are already there. However, I have only one slide about companies that are in that we know of. It's not everyone, that the ones that chose to participate in our survey, but I have 3 slides of companies that are interested, that expressed direct interest to know more, to know and learn more. These companies are from different countries. For example, Anka is a Turkish company that are extremely interested in the market, and they provide siloxane removal solutions. Bauer is another of our clients. They provide compressors, and they're active and very successful in North America. Other companies that I wanted to mention is Biogest. They provide biogas solutions, systems, turnkey solutions. Adicom is compressors. Octaform is tanks. PDDM Solutions and Solaris provide project management, engineering, and construction. Ecomembrane provide biogas covers and membranes. DMT and Hydron upgrading. These are upgrading equipment technology. Other companies include many companies from Europe, such as PVR, Strazo, John Cacrilla in Europe and US, is advanced as well in Europe and US, Gaspac, Praminza, Montrose are mainly in North America, Hexagon as well, Applied Compressor Systems as well. So as you can see, there are many companies that are interested in this market. And the question now, what do we do with all that? So that's when we and CIBiogas come and help. So BiogasWorld, through their new platform, Biogas Community, we provide connection for the professionals that are looking for solutions. So we are basically in the middle between project suppliers and project developers that are looking for different solutions. And we have many members and followers that are right now with us. We provide visibility, market intelligence, business leads, and industry networking. And very quickly, a little bit of our stats. Online, we have more than 25,000 followers. If we calculate our post impressions, it's more than 1 million in a year. In our community, we have right now more than 1,000 people. We have groups and forums, and majority of the people are project developers, owners of the plants, those who are interested in technology and then just exploring, and as well a lot of suppliers and service providers. That's why this is my last slide. I want to keep it short and sweet. I know everybody is busy today. But I would like to invite you to join us for free. Many of our services are free. And Renata will post the link to the registration page to register at the community, and feel free to ask any questions you might have. Before we go into questions, if you have any for me, I would like to thank the team of CIBiogas for this amazing opportunity, especially Felipe for his hard work, and the team of BiogasWorld for making this webinar happen. And a huge personal thank you to Renata, who hosts this webinar. Do you have any questions for me, Renata?
Hi, Natalia. Sorry. Also, I forgot to unmute myself. Actually, for now, I think only the questions that we have is for Felipe. But I already sent on the chat the link to access and join for free biogas community. And also I'll leave our email if someone have any questions or some doubts about like the Brazilian biogas market or other questions. We are here to answer also. I don't know if we have like time for one or two more questions that Felipe could answer. So Felipe, you are seeing the Q&A questions right now?
Yes, Renata, I'm answering some of them on the Q&A, but now I was answering one about what is the preferred upgrading technology in Brazil: mine scrubbing, membrane, water wash, and PSA. We have here a lot of. We started. I think it happened in the almost all the countries. We started only with water scrubbing systems, and then the PSA. And today there is a lot of projects on membrane. But usually we see the PSA systems for the small biogas biomethane plants. Usually it's used for up to 50 or 80 cubic meters per hour. It's you can see the use of usually use the PSA systems. But the membrane in the last 3 years, it's the most used upgrading technology here. And I might say that one of the things that we had a strong connection with a foreigner company, with a Brazilian company to make it happen. So that before of that, it was too expensive to have membrane systems in Brazil. So a business partnership with a Brazilian company and a Japan company make it happen. So that's I like to address that, because it's really important you understand that there is really good opportunities to connect Brazilians and international suppliers to do some game changing here in the biogas market in Brazil.
Okay, so passing through the other one that is talking about CO2 utilization. So Thomas Crumming says, thank you for the presentation. The biogas sector in Brazil is obviously growing well. Has there been much progress in nutrient recovery and CO2 utilization?
No, we don't have too much progress on that. We still we have one nice project on the nutrient recovery in Santa Catarina. That's Granja Mastered Systems. We have a system that was developed by Embrapa. It's called Cistratis. But the market needs more strategies and technology to make it happen. As I said before, there is a lot of demand on phosphorus specifically, that it's not that hard on technical aspects to have it from the digestate, but we really have to make some effort to get it feasible in the Brazilian market. And about CO2, there is a lot of demands on CO2, specifically on the slaughterhouses systems. They use the biogas to generate electricity. They use the biogas for heating systems, and they want to use the CO2. They buy CO2 to a process on the how can I say it? Desensibilizar, Renato. Não sei como, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's a preparation before they kill the animal. They contaminate the atmosphere with CO2, and they want to decarbonize all of it. So when they started to work on the ESG agenda, the decarbonization agenda, the agricultural sector, it's really looking for these alternatives to produce to deliver CO2. So if they have CO2 in the biogas, let's get it and use it, and stop buying CO2 from natural gas or shale gas, for example.
Sorry, Felipe, I tried to say, but I was muted, so I didn't want to interrupt you, but you explained well. I think everybody could understand. So another question, I think you already answered, but we can reinforce that, is about the biomethane opportunity, and what is the end use in Brazilian market, transport, industry, and so on. So if you can highlight again this.
Okay. The biggest demand now, it's in these two sectors, the transports and the industry. All of them, they are demanding biomethane. But what we can see, that's the most of the biogas is being used to avoid the diesel, so on transports. So there is a good job on decarbonization when we change from diesel to biomethane, and there is a lot of industries using the diesel to the biomethane strategy to avoid the carbon emissions on their logistics. So that's the main use of the biomethane produced here.
Thank you. We have a question, I think it's not only a question, but is also a comment that explained the potential or the production comparing Europe and Brazil. And Felipe Guillain show us that EBA for the whole Europe in 2021, a production of 14 cubic meters of biogas. And then we show you show a very modest scenario about the biogas production in Brazil. So this is another thing that you highlighted in the end also, that you brought that we are just on the beginning, and I spoke we because I'm Brazilian, that's why. And I want to see Brazil as a leader on the biogas map, world biogas map. So what you can comment about that, about this potential, and what do you think we need to put Brazil in this leadership on the biogas world market?
Thank you, Renata, and thank you, Felipe, for the comment and the opportunity to say that, on my point of view, Brazil can be the biggest biogas producer in the world, and then how we can make it happen with a better technology, especially on biogas performance. Diversify the products and the incomes on the biogas plants. we really see that the most of the biogas plants here in Brazil, they have only one income. So they are not diversifying the incomes that they can have. So this is one of the things that the biogas plants needs to work with, and a strong agenda for the gain of competitiveness on the agricultural side, and better strategy, a nice strategy to export a good product. So a lot of people are talking about the export of hydrogen and etc. We need to set a specific agenda for Brazil, and for the export agenda. A strong agenda on products, it's really game changer on the Brazilian market. I have no doubt that we have the conditions to make it happen. It's as we have stronger players in the Brazilian biogas market, I think we will accelerate this positioning of the biogas in the world biogas market.
Okay, so we are going to the last questions, because we are like on time, but like we have a question from Ben, is more technical question, like are there any design codes in addition to ASME that apply in Brazil for AD and biogas upgrading technologies?
I don't know, Ben.
Felipe, if you think it's too technical, you can we can
No,
pick up like his contact, and then you can answer him.
It's easier because I don't know. Maybe I know ASME as a different with a different name, and I'm not connecting with this design code now. So
okay. So and another one from Jordi is that if there's any difference, like, or separate municipal organic residues from landfill and wastewater treatment. So
Jordi, he asked me about the separated municipal organic residues. We don't have as it should. We still have some municipalities here that has no there is no landfill, so we are really far from the best on that, but we have nice examples in small municipalities on the separating of the organic and the recyclable material, and it's really possible to have 1, 2, or 3 megawatt biogas plant connected with these organic residues from municipalities on on the small size municipalities here in Brazil. We have some consortium of municipalities that also fits with this kind of AD systems.
Okay, so Ben leave his contact, Felipe. So if you if feel free to contact him and try to like clarify his doubt.
Thank you, Ben. I'll send to you an email.
So like we are coming to the end of our webinar. I hope you all enjoy it. After we will have like send you some survey only to know how we can improve ourselves and also how we can help your company to access the Brazilian biogas market. And again, I'll invite you all to join us to biogascommunity.com. And also feel free to contact us if you have any other questions related or not to the Brazilian biogas market. And another information also, we are going to send to you also the presentation that we had today, and also the report that I already like the Outlook Brazilian Biogas Outlook that Felipe presented today. We are going to like you are going to find available in the library of Biogas Community in English already. So feel free to access and know more about the Brazilian biogas market. So I don't know if Felipe and Natalia wants to say like your final words, but otherwise I will send you like a good end of morning in like for those who are in North America. And for us is but because I'm based right now in Brazil, is almost lunchtime. So I thank you very much for your attendance. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Natalia. Thank you very much. I'm really excited about this connection with the Biogas World. And this is only the first step of a strong partnership, and I'm looking forward to deal with you more in the next month. So that's a lot to do in Brazil, and I really appreciate your attention in this webinar. Thank you, Renata.
Indeed.
Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you very much. Enjoy enjoy your lunch in Brazil. Enjoy your evening in Europe, and enjoy your day of work in North America. I'm very excited to be working with CIBiogas, and as Felipe mentioned, this is the first webinar from many to help promote biogas and biomethane in Brazil. So keep your questions coming, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you and enjoy your day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.